So my name is Hubert Lemonnier. I'm from the race management of the Vendée Globe. I'm sitting right now opposite the race pontoon at the Sable d'Olonne race village for the start of the Vendée Globe. People need to queue for 2 hours, and that's not the main entrance. Yes, 2 hours. It's more, this one is once you're in the race village. So first you need to queue to get in the race village. Then you need to queue 1 hour and a half, 2 hours. It's very long, just to be able to reach the race pontoon and walk on the pontoon, not even touching the boats or talking to skippers, just going on the race pontoon, getting close to the yacht. Yeah, so this edition is very special, as you can imagine. We have the race village is very restricted in terms of access to the marquees and as well of the race pontoon and race boats. So you have to be very patient, and you have to respect the minimum distance in between each other. So it's very hard to make everybody happy, but I think people are playing the game, the skippers as well. I know that it's very hard to talk to each other directly, so we're using a lot of emails and WhatsApp messaging to communicate. And when we have to meet face to face, we're all very, very careful with each other, and especially skippers and the first bubble of people around the skippers that are connected and very, very close to him. I know people like normal families and private owners want to go out and see the start of the race, because the race start is very close to the harbor here, just right here. And it's going to be hard for us in terms of organization, because we're keeping the skippers and shore crew, very, very close shore crew, locked down for a week before the start to make sure that there are no risk for them to get the COVID. And we have to be careful, because locking them down and having them in the crowd on the start of the race, it's very tricky. So we have to be careful that the old path they will take from their house on the Sunday 8th to the race pontoon, to the dock, to the boat is it's clear and no risk for them. And this means a lot of work in terms of logistics and organization. And I think people know it's very important to not have access to the skippers. And skippers are very scared about all this, because they don't want to be out of the race because of having COVID and not knowing it. On Sunday the 8th, the race dock, the race pontoon, is going to be very empty compared to what we have seen in the past editions. So we have a gauge very small, much smaller than before. The number of people that can access the race pontoon, even the officials, sponsors and families, is very limited. The people on the boat, when motoring out of the channel here, which is one of the peak moments of the race, normally you have quite a lot of people around the boat, on the boat, and now we only have 4 team members plus the skipper. So it's going to be a strange edition, but that's the only way that the race can happen. Yes, a lot of I wouldn't call them rookies, because they've been sailing very well already, and a lot of different type of boats and different big races. But we have a lot of first-time skippers going around the world solo-handed on those machines. So it's very interesting, very interesting. We can't make any pronostic. We can't. Very hard to say right now who is going to win that race, who is going to perform well, who is going to do bad. Very hard. In terms of the boats as well, lots of different new boats. So the designs and the choices been made by the architects. We'll see what's going to happen on the water. We have a lot of youngsters. We have a lot of rookies or your first-time sailor. So the only thing we know here is that they complied with the rules. They all qualified. The boats are all IMOCAs, and let's see what's going to happen on the water. That's a very good question, actually. I think we don't need to ask for a meeting for the first time skippers, going around the world skippers. I think those guys are very willing to meet us and ask questions to what this race may bring them. So they are very keen on asking questions and meeting us and building a real relationship between us and the new skippers. There's a part of them probably a bit scared of what's going to happen. So we try to explain that we're on the same boat altogether. We're going to be here monitoring 24/7. Anytime they need help, they want to talk, we're here, and we're trying our best to make them feel comfy. The first goal is safety. Actually, the first goal is to make sure that the skipper is doing well and have a track on what's happening on board while we are here sitting in an office with all the race management team. So once a day, he has to send us a little word, just email, or even now we have the WhatsApp message or text message saying what the skipper is experiencing during the day on the boat. So that's mandatory. And then, of course, if he needs to talk to us, if he wants to share something with us, he knows we are here as well. We are all sailors. Some of us have been sailing around the world a few times, non-stop, crew or not crewed. So we are here helping them actually in terms of listening. And so if they want to talk to us more than just an email a day, of course, they know that we are 24/7 reachable. And then also on the more communication side, they need to send email, photos and audio, depending on our call. So we have some calls, media call, I would say, that we organize. So every day we send before midnight, we send a list of boats that we're going to be calling tomorrow, and so they have to confirm they received the invitation, and then they will have to be ready. The satellite phone needs to be on and ready to receive the call, and then we call them, record the interview, and then we use this footage for the new day coming.